maybe have some Astra utilities to support you. But if the opponents play a good crossfire on that site, expecting that hit, usually it ends up being the downfall of the attacker coming in.
Well, here we go. Another story of haunted or hunted. I said that yesterday. I wanted to pull that out. Haunted or hunted. I said that yesterday. I wanted to pull that out again because it feels really witty. But what a story we're witnessing over here. Again, that was the first overtime of APAC. Incredible. I wonder if we'll get more. So here it is, folks. Once again, game number 3, RRQ versus GES.
Single lifeline, a faint heartbeat, but only one way to resuscitate a win here on Haven. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second elimination match here for the day. Dax here with Black and Blue, and this is it. RRQ versus Global Esports. Map number 3. Winner survives, loser stays home. This is already a great accomplishment here for Global Esports, taking that map away from RRQ. They were able to hold down their ascent pick, find ways to enable each other. Lightning Fast really coming to his own there. But on the flip side, we can't forget how RRQ was able to dominate there on that first map. So now, the question here, Black and Blue, is who can have the advantage moving into Haven? For both sides, they've had experience, they've had success, and I have to say, they have very comfortable compositions that they run on a map like this.
Yeah, we've seen them run similar compositions in the past for either side. For you look at the side here of RRQ, nothing really changed up. Global switching that Omen out for the Astra and Skills, but we have seen Skills run Astra in the past when they had more of a jet-based composition here for Global Esports. But now, attacking side for RRQ, heavy-handed towards that C side. Headhunter here, but Nexi's the one to find him out with a quicker draw.
Yeah, that was just fast hands there from Nexi. Headhunter finding its target. It was dangerous there for SK Rossi anyway, because the garage was taken pretty convincingly by RRQ without much fanfare. Thing is though, Tugin now keeping an eye on the flank as much as possible. Distraction there, Lightning Fast will backing on away, dueling instead his counterpart, but Kelly is able to win it. So the angle is now being cleared, being held by RRQ, and Rapid is no exception to that one. Kappa goes down, Hell Ranger already low, flashing on to try and make it happen. The key is there, and while we are deafened, Hell Ranger will see the sight to get that takedown. Draxi though trades him out in the end, and it's RRQ just holding off resistance and getting that pistol win pretty convincingly.
Commanding pistol win, yes. Seemingly resurrected, just as Global Esports were there in map number 2, who came back alive. And this map, we've seen in this stage even RRQ play Haven to an okay extent, right? We saw them play against Bleed, wherein they lost. They beat Big Bam, but they also lost this quite heavily to Xerxia. But then again, it's Xerxia, so
I mean,
what do you expect? I mean, they're like one of the best teams of all time in the APAC scene, so it is what it is. But this one around for Global Esports, it's going to be a bigger task for Global. Nexi and the rest of RRQ just making things more difficult than ever.
Yeah, he's looking down to the screen and he's looking down on the opposition with the hand out their shots now. Wants to go for more. Kappa though finding a target. SK Rossi on the board, but Nexi, oh so sexy, going for the shot. SK Rossi getting his revenge. He does find a gun to pick up, but that's just temptation by his feet. And Suge will defeat him instead as he isn't paying attention. 2-0 now. RRQ making quick work of Global Esports the past 2 rounds. It was costly though for RRQ in that beat take, so Global doing some economical damage. But I think concern right now for Global Esports is what we were talking about a while ago on Ascent. What if RRQ picks up the pace, ups the ante, and decides to just keep going for the Blitzkrieg onslaught? I think that's one of the reasons why they have skills now on the Astra rather than the Omen. They have seen how effective the Gravity Wells and the Nova Pulses have been to control the RRQ pace. And especially in a map like Haven, it's global presence that can come from out of nowhere in a moment's notice. But speaking of this notice, SK Rossi, spotted out by the Prowler, goes over to tower as RRQ sets up on A side.
RRQ looking to be the king here of the Kings of India. Global Esports, they take this A site for themselves. Let's see if the post plant will actually work out. Fault line perfectly connecting, lightning fast, opening pick here towards Nexi. You can see that RRQ, they want to push out towards his CT position to have some control. Even the spike is not going to be super well for that A main position. SK Rossi, great kills. Hellranger shutting them down, and RRQ all crumbling. Even with the plant kind of for them, it's going to be difficult. Great aftershock here coming in from the RRQ side, but they all crumble down as Kelly S falls to his own demise. Gravity, you can't fight it against.
Yeah, he got tagged around by those bullets and very convincing from Global on their buy. The timing was just perfect, to say the least, from Global Esports. Not only did SK Rossi be able to rendezvous out of there, but his timing with the peak when he was contesting the site was when RRQ set up that expedition to go towards the link. And the problem for RRQ is they didn't continue on. They had no idea that Global was coming in from behind them, that the flank was more of the threat rather than anywhere else on the side of Global Esports' map. And from that point on, they just took control of the site. Global decided to attack that A site, take it back from RRQ, and the rest is history. But here we go again. SK Rossi wanted to add more to his statistics. Mr. 1K first kills. Gonna get a first set instead added on as Nexi is just trying to prove that he can do even better. This is already intriguing here, Black and Blue. When I look at this matchup, it could have been Nexi versus SK Rossi, and they're not disappointing right now here on Haven, but lightning fast with the trade. Kelly S on the board too. And this trade system, the barters do favor RRQ in the end. 3v2 in the map like Haven. Defense is spread out even thinner here for Global Esports. Black now being covered. Nexi trying to see if Hellranger will come from behind him. And just a good heads up for RRQ, watching these angles as much as possible. Contact now as Hellranger tries to go for fault line. So close to get into cover, but Nexi will catch him in the act instead. Gravity Well now is the play. Kappa right there in the middle, gonna get jump peek, gonna get seen by many. The peeks will come, and Kelly S, shoulder to shoulder, shot to shots. It's 3-1 now for RRQ.
Yeah, no real chance for him to clutch it out there in the 1v3. And I've been liking this shift to Raze, honestly, on Haven. I think she fits right well on in. Now, it is a wide map. It is a big map where you'd think, oh, the paint shells, the boom bots, they're not that effective, yada who. But it does really help out the fact that you have lots of these long lanes, like A long, C long, that can really be closed in terms of the distance by a Raze. None other, like, compared to any other agent, even a Jet, really. So you can see this. Look at this aggressive play, and that's exactly why it's so effective. Kelly, yes, and with him at the helm, such a potent agent, he's making lots of work happen here for RQ.
A huge catch there, courtesy of Draxi. The freeze fire angle perfect from Kelly S as well. And while stunned up, still accurate to find that head anyway. Nightfall now to just change the time zone yet again towards this A site. Dawn beckons though, as the Rabbit puts the spike down. Kappa though, does he become ambitious? No, he doesn't drop that as of yet. RRQ holding on to the graffiti. Nexi watching the flank as much as possible. They knew it was quite thorn on their side a while ago on Ascent. Not looking to make the same mistake twice. And the Aldro now is into play. Showstopper, primed and ready. Looking to scare off the opposition. SK Rossi can't get away in time after the takedown. The Rocket already with the red flare being primed, and it does become a trade instead. This should be a save though for Global Esports. They tried their luck with SK Rossi and his 2 to force, and while it netted the kill, it's not enough to establish presence. Save call has been secured. RRQ with another round.
RRQ, incredible round here, and even with only 2 picks going down, isn't able to really secure this with the time taking. They save what little they've got to. Live to fight another day and have a bye still here in round number 6, but a very convincing half already it's seeming to be, at least the start of this. The first opening act of this final map of the series going in RRQ's way, and it's been Global really waiting in the wings of the stage for their time in the spotlight.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're waiting on the tools that can help them out on the retake. And really, the Chekhov's gun right now has to be the Breach ultimate and the Astra ultimate. They're a few orbs away from both. If they had that in that last round, they could have gone for the retake after SK Rossi got that takedown. But since they established, they rather lack the way to establish their presence on the site. And RRQ, again, hastily making it into the objective, then it does throw such a big wrench in the plans of Global Esports. And I think this is one of the concerns that we were looking at for global esports. They need to be the ones to set those rules of engagement. They need to be the ones to define these clashes, and they were able to do so after a few rounds there on Ascent. So this time out, perhaps the same kind of thing, because RRQ's pace is just absolutely, pardon the pun, lightning fast to say the least. 4-1 right now. Fun duels between Nexi and SK Rossi, trying to just one-up each other's chamber. But in this instance, RRQ can still keep pressuring this A site as much as possible, especially if they can scout SK Rossi on top of these boxes.
Kelly, yes. He doesn't buy up? Am I seeing this right? Did they forget to buy once again? Is this a Nexi thing?
Yes. Does he not have Tour de Force?
Tour de Force? Did he pop it?
No.
I think he did, right?
Oh, well,
That would make sense.
Tuget does it, right? Over at the spawn. Skills goes down, Tuget, don't win 2! And here we have it yet again, the man, the myth, the legend himself, watching the flank as much as possible. Nexi, though, doesn't need to buy, all he needs is a headhunter, but SK Rossi proving to him why the rifle is superior. 2v2 scenario now, Kappa alongside SK Rossi. But still, RRQ haven't fully committed as of yet. They brought the transit, brought the package. A bit of a deal here under the bridge by the default, or in this case, behind the crates here towards A side. Kappa though, scouting, 5-bus operation looking to be a go, and not only that, SK Rossi with a flag can be essential. He does have 4 HP, so it's Kappa who has to call for that attention. Look at me, I'm the Sova. Dart though gets a huge scan, and here comes Global Esports looking to make the pinch work. SK Rossi with the third. The graffiti though for Kelly S. Kelly S with the target for SK Rossi. A quick trade there. Global Esports, all the angles in the world, and they will be able to buy the possibility of this victory. 2-4 now, Global with the recovery.
What a comeback here around Global desperately need, and delivered in full by SK Rossi. Depth paid. It's RRQ. They're looking to reinvest into this one after losing that round. But the reason why I even brought that up about Nexi in the past was because it's happened in the past, apparently, where
It happened in the last map.
It happened in the
And,
last map too, apparently.
You know, funny enough, it happened in the local stage too. If you still
It did as
remember,
well.
it did as well. So someone's gonna need to remind Nexi to buy guns, not just utilities, and
Pay a bill.
and pay your bills, pay your gunsmith, because he deserves it for all the work that he has
Toss
been
a
put
coin.
to throw out his arsenal. Toss a coin to your Witcher. Oh, Valley of Plenty for Kelly S. Perhaps this is the harvest he's looking for. Rolling Thunder though, just for Famine's sake instead. And skills with a takedown onto one. Hellranger though, pushing the limits and pushing the angles even more. So Tuget though, making the trade work. And this dissuades RRQ from going towards A side instead, into the loving arms of SK Rossi. But Nexi now with the rifle, remembers who he is able to establish their presence towards C side. 3v2 scenario. The rotate from Global coming in from CT. So this can just be a pinch perhaps from RRQ if Tuget can time things right, but skills, they can explode alongside Kappa towards the C side itself. Crossfire though being set. Rabbit though! Contact position at its finest. Rabbit has done that again and again on a map like Haven. He loves to hold just a little bit advanced towards the logs, and from that point on, multi-kills are just what he sees.
We've seen many a multi-kill come from him in that exact spot, and the play-ins earlier on, and even their local qualifiers, he really loves playing those almost committed but advantageous because of how they are such a big off angle that nobody would expect. And he's able to utilize that surprise factor into springing more than just a single kill many times over. So much value to get from a player like him. But the recon bolt on out here will gather that information that, hey, RRQ, they could be looking to once again hit this A site. And SK Rossi pushing idly without any real support. He gets caught here by Kelly S.
Yeah, a little too ambitious there from SK Rossi. Could have hit that shot. It was already scoped in. But Kelly S, quicker on the trigger finger this time. And Global Esports, they have to give up that A long. They've contested for quite a while in this game. Last round especially, presence was established. Kappa now trying to hit the shots. Hellranger though, hello! With the frenzy of all things. This is still RRQ with a gun advantage, and they can keep pushing towards the site anyway. Overwhelm the opposition. Throw those pistols away because the big rifles are here to play. Lightning fast now, the only one left. Showstopper is available. Can he be the hero yet again here of Global Esports coming up from Heaven? perhaps a splash from the diving board that is the tower. Scouting around towards long, but Nexi already has the angle and already has the kill. Confirmation for RRQ, it's 6-2.
Nexi going big, opening things up and closing it as well in 2 different rounds. 6-2 RRQ. Confirmed the equilibrium at least for this half. 6-6 is the minimum that they could get, but obviously in the attacking side they're going to want even more. We know the defense here could be spread quite thin on Haven, and Global Esports really facing the problems of that, and especially when they lose SK Rossi early on, it becomes much more difficult for the rest of the team to get themselves going. But here, Showstopper and Cosmic Divide is ready for Global Esports to spring on this attack, but so is Rolling Thunder and the Cosmic Divide as well of RRQ. Actually, they're 1 orb away from Nightfall and Showstopper, so lots for them to use potentially here, but Skill's gonna not even let that happen! The garage is his! The grab equip betrayed immediately. Nightfall connects, no one on the site, they know that now, and the plant will go down.
That was huge there from Skills. The smoke, the blockade, that vision, the Prowler also not getting the latch onto the corner. And a dangerous game RRQ played the truth in that corner was absolutely clear. Rabbit though trying to push even more so, but Lightning Fast is right there to avenge the fall. And Nexi already tagged on down. 3v2 scenario. Nexi holding close yet again. Showstopper unleashed to his face. And it's Lightning Fast striking yet again while the Iron is hot. Tugin now all alone and no clutch for you this time. It's GE who stands over his corpse. Lightning Fast with the third, the force of nature as it yet again. And it's 3-6 now as Global Esports. Another round for that recovery.
Perfectly played there by RRQ, and rather by Global Esports. Once they got that advantageous man count because of Skills waiting here in the garage, they were able to park themselves and secure the gear that they needed to really get this round. The fall line perfectly connecting on the Nexi as well. Stopped him from taking down Lightning Fast on his initiate with that Showstopper. If not for it, then Lightning Fast almost assuredly would have died because he had, what, 5 HP at the end of that. So, Global Esports slowly crawling back into the game, but they're not out of the waters just yet. They're not in the clear as of the moment. Shock Dart's connecting here. SK Rossi's gonna find a quick and easy kill. Head to be found. And Nexi on the trade, but he can rendezvous back into safety as Kappa keeps him in support.
That was just a nice follow there by the Rattle of SK Rossi. Saw him hop up, knows where he's gonna come on down, and here we go again. Global Esports taking the man advantage that was so paramount for that last round. Rolling Thunder for the space, and the trap is set for Kappa to get snared. Rabbit apparently the hunter here rather than prey. They're grabbing well there from Tuge to just assist in saving the day. 3v3 scenario though. Cosmic Divide now is the call. And here we go again with Global Esports trying to make the flank work. Now this wall from Global trying to mask the presence of the flank. Can allow them to be a bit more hasty. But really, silence is golden and it's paramount right now for the success of both. Skills still coming in from the tower. Long right now being held by SK Rossi. He creeps on forward, but Draxi reacting so very quickly. Sees his coming. Hell Ranger though is crossing the abyss yet again. Skills with a takedown, and Global Esports manipulation of reality. And in this timeline, they will get the round. They're getting more here, black and blue, and they're looking to still contend in the game.
Not realizing the flank was coming, and because of the fact that those Cosmic Divide walls that Global Esports placed there towards the A main and A short position towards the sewers, it's the default one that you would expect for a team to be placing to force the enemy to play within the site, the attacking side, and that's what they did. So playing into the hands here of Global, really, as soon as they got the kill onto the flank, they didn't expect there to be a second one and Hell Ranger to follow up after. And Global Esports, once more, they take a round, and if they win this, then an eco will be forced upon RRQ, or at least a forced buy, and that's going to be a lot more difficult.
Well, Global Esports, they're showing now that they can handle this difficulty. RRQ instead tested here by the will of South Asia. And you know those crowds are roaring right now if Global Esports can keep this run going. But look at how Global is playing the flank as securely as possible. They even check spawn as a duo. And Nexi, his rendezvous is seen. But Nexi sees Lightning Fast coming. And he will get that takedown. Does he expect Skills is there too, though? I don't think so. Rolling Thunder instead to dissuade RRQ. But Nexi, how are you seeing this coming? The Rendezvous doesn't have the intel. It's a trademark, but he is the one who's able to spot things out and open things up for RRQ. Kappa though, catching 2 again mid-transition. Rabbit on the lurk, perhaps can catch the soldier yet again. Here we go, one more time, but this reserve now has been Sanctuary for Kappa this time. And a re-rotate for RRQ. They'll go back to A side. They're just looking for an oasis here, man, but they can't find paradise whatsoever. Global, all over the place looking to contest.
Well, they might be in the wrong series because
30
we're
seconds
going to
left.
see Oasis next after this, but
Ah, you're funny.
yeah, very much so.
Hilarious.
Since day one. Kelly S. walking into the site here, and, well, this valley has nothing for him to take because it's a site that's given up. Global Esports on the retake here. Algrim. Try and find some information in the darkness of the night. The flank, once again, coming from Hellranger, but he can't let loose out his fault line. That might give his intent away. Kelly S have some notion now that Hellranger is on that flank. Recon Bolt out for information. The sewers is where he's going to try and send this round into the gutter. Showstopper coming out to try and dissuade him. But Hellranger gets a kill on the Nexi, but they all crumble down as Kappa versus Draxi. Initiator versus Initiator, but Draxi has a flash to pull out. He knows where Kappa is. He's got an aftershock to force him out of the angle. He drops to his own demise! And he sends him down to the bottoms of hell! Jumping down to his own fault, and RRQ, they get the 7th.
Just to clarify, that was because the bullet hit and then the impact damage was there. Kappa would have survived if he didn't get shot. But at the same time, since there is damage with the fall, the action star that is Kappa will have to take a break because the director yells cut. The aftershock just scared him off so quickly, and no matter where Draxi shot him, he would have been dead to rights there. RRQ though, all the rotates in the world eventually working out for them. It's like they collected a stamp all across Haven and they got the reward. The round win there in the end. A good contest though by Global Esports. I honestly thought they could have had that round, but then I saw the aftershock and I knew for RRQ that was the perfect tool that can help them out in that pinch. What was that though from Nexi? How did he even realize 2 were coming from spawn? Just the great timing there to check out what was going on, to play that lurk as much as possible, to watch for the team, all the off angles that Global Esports have been willing to take. And now a timeout yet again as Global Esports, they want to get another round here. I think we've seen from Global some great rounds wherein they show how much they've adapted into the series. But the problem is, it's just not as quantitative towards RRQ. When RRQ gets a win, they string along a few rounds there, and the pace that they set is the pace that they can keep moving forward with.
Well, things here, the pace is what they're going to have to set Global Esports, but slowly being blurred here on the County Trail. They're set. SK Rossi, Rendezvous back on the safety, but RRQ not dissuaded. They want to go at this, and Kelly, yes, he has a great position here to try and fend them off, but SK Rossi and the rest of Global Esports making sure that doesn't come too easily. Nexi still wins that fight with a lever action. 2GE and Nexi getting the job done. How do they even turn it around? Converting this into a 1. RRQ comes down to the 1v2. Shock darts, though, could connect, but they don't. Kappa taking them down to low HP. A single bullet will do him on in, but next single bullet is all he needs. He doesn't connect. He misses the shot, and his Spectre is a lot more deadly than you might think at range.
Lock, stock, and barrel there from Nexi though, and now he's gonna relocate alongside Tuge. Kappa though has a sheriff in hand. He can actually just tag down these 2 and he gets the victory. But Tour de Force will be the world tour for Nexi again. Hold your applause. Autographs there for the chamber in the end. RRQ winning out the round. That could have been it for Global. A stellar hold at the start. You see SK Rossi hitting a nasty shot there too with the operator. But Nexi able to stay alive long enough, and Skills, his movement got bothered by the kill right beside him. It was unfortunate that he flubbed it there with Nexi in front of him, but at the same time, since he didn't get into the expected position thanks to the slow field of the Tour de Force, Nexi able to get away with bloody murder with all the witnesses there. And now we call for halftime. Global, they can't let those kind of rounds though get to their mental. They know they can recover. They know they have taken a map already, so there is still a chance moving forward. But this is what is absolutely is necessary for RRQ. Get that advantage, continue on with Nexi popping off like this, and look to seal the series.
Small slip-ups, creating huge opportunities for RRQ to come back into, and basically he was their skills trying to, if this makes sense, aim with his keyboard, right? He would have been in the position that he thought he would have been if not for that slowing field, and because of that, well,
memory.
Yeah, it flubs a shot. Nexi going big here in the final map of this series, making sure that this is the final stand for South Asia here, the second stage of APAC and Global Esports. Trying to hit the bat on this one. It's RRQ who have been setting that pace and really covering everything up. A dark miasma that we're looking for Global Esports at least to find some path through all of this. The mud here, gritty and grime, their path is. Not going to shy away from that yet. Even with a 4-8 scoreline, a single pistol round here could mean everything.
Man, you have so many mud references. Can you hit the showers real quick? Are you okay? did your condo get dirty? Because I have a vacuum cleaner here. If
I
you
clean
need
every
one.
day.
Yeah, that's true. You guys are pretty much very attentive to that. I'm not sure if I can classify you as neat freaks, but you care a lot about cleaning
I'll take that.
your place. That's true. So good job.
There.
You have a future. We can make a service together, and we can clean some malls up. But hey, it's time for us to get back into the game. This is our job now, and well, the job for Global Esports as RRQ is to put on a show, and is, of course, to survive, to live the fight. Another day here in the group stage, straight through the middle. Lightning Fast already leading the charge. He was leading kills last time. He wants to be, yet again, that entry point here for Global Esports. But SK Rossi, a bit dangerous, trademark now, spotting at the Oz position. Giving a warning sign here to the icon of India to Gedo. Already breaking these trademarks as much as possible. Rendezvous rather. L Ranger could have seen that line up to give the fight out to SK Rossi. Global Esports evacuating to the middle. But this is just really into the loving arms of Nexi and RRQ. Headhunter finding those marks. Into the corner we go yet again. And the graveyard for Global Esports is just right beside this B site. As RRQ get the flank, get the angle, and get the round win.
9-4. The shroud, the cloud cast upon Global, seemingly not dispelled just yet as their misfortune continues into the second half. Due to the voodoo RRQ are placing upon them. This fade being a real big point that Global can't deal with. That Prowler really pursuing and chasing him down like a dog. And this round is almost a sign of what could come here against Global. Forcing up an eco, forcing up a force buy rather. They know that if they lose this round, that could be it. And this is a gamble they're willing to take. Hopefully for them, they're going to get a good roll on this one, Dex.
They got the plant anyway, and look at the two players with the pistols. Full armor, so if someone like SK Rossi or Lightning Fast dies early on, they can just keep moving forward, not one step back, as they used to say. But Raxi will force capital step back. SK Rossi cannot go anywhere because he's just dead to right. RRQ, the hold towards B is essential, but skills finding Draxi mid with the utility. And at least the timing there working out for Global. This buys a lot of space for Global to work with. Now the smoke's into play. RRQ though, realizing the plant isn't there as of yet. And Lightning Fast, Lightning Quick on the reflex. Skills of Rapid, where did that come from? 2 for him. 2 gets right there also. And RRQ will be able to defend the land and win out the round yet again. 10-4 right now. And that could have been great for Global. They didn't put that spike down because they felt something was wary. Lightning Fast checking at the right time. But Rabbit hunting down the target that wasn't looking his way. And the rest is RRQ's history.
What a scrap there on that Bravo site, and the skills, finding the proper timings, but the timing doesn't work for him as well. He gets caught out with his back turned, and Rabbit able to string 2 in a row. 2GE. Perfect support here coming out for him, and as well as Draxi did so much to fend that push off, finding 2. He got Kappa and then SK Rossi right on after. He got the guy who was supposed to pick up the gun and the guy who was actually holding the gun. So at that point, what do you do? Global Esports, their response, their answer is a timeout for now.
Just a bit of a break real quick because that breaks the bank of Global Esports. Now they're going to have to rely on hero picks here, the likes of SK Rossi and Lightning Fast, just to get the job done. The scoreline getting a little overwhelming by this point. And RRQ has proven that their stance on map control is as decisive as can be. We see for Global, they have a great way to protect themselves. They were able to buy space for that B site to turn into a transition towards another site. But since they took a little bit more time than expected, took a little bit more of that, had a little bit more rather of that hesitation, RRQ just went in from the grass, and that was just enough to get those takedowns. And Rabbit is not done. He's ready to go for the calls, he's ready to go for the stalls, and he's ready also to get these frags in his name. Kelly S blowing up skills. Here comes RRQ. They want to finish the job up as quickly as possible and give them a 5-star review along the way. 11-4 now. RRQ 2 from survival.
Rex Requiem Quo, the crown raised above high. All they have to do is sit on the throne, and that they can do if they take these next few rounds to secure the series versus Global Esports, sending the last fate, the last hopeful and representative here of the South Asia scene in India home. This could be a sour ending to what could have been a run for the comeback, but this Haven map looking to be a lot more problematic here for Global Esports. Not able to find the proper cure, the proper antidote for what's happening here on RRQ's side, but it's RRQ over really playing what they've got with well.
Well, the Aldrone now versus the Prowler, the Battle of Utilities to get that intel. Global Esports, this is their big chance, this is their moment. Let's see if those rifles can bring them to the glory that they're looking for. Represent the region, represent the legions of fans, passionate as they are, to say the least, believing and supporting in what South Asia can do with the Kappa now and Skills. Oh, they're gonna get spotted around by a perfect seize. Kelly S going for Kappa, but Skills using the fate of his teammates to their advantage. Skills though is not done, and Skills with the kills gets the double up to open up the A site. Short now, completely secured here by Global Esports, but Tuga holding the line down in hell. Lightning Fast will send him down under even more so. This is Global now getting the take towards the default itself. So they have the Cosmic Divide, they have the smokes, and a myriad of ways the Astra can effectively manipulate around him, man.
Well, we've seen RRQ come back in the last game, but can Global do it here right now? The pick going his way, but Lightning Fast, he strikes, and there's nothing they can do to dispel the thunder that has been cast upon RRQ. Global, okay, they get the round, but can they continue it further? Not even gonna say it's a tall, steep hill to climb, because it's more like a ladder that they have to try and really ascend from, but this is a very difficult spot still for Global. They lose a single round, they're at match point, but see now, the economy could be in shatters if they win one more round here versus RRQ. That will send RRQ into an economic state that they might not be too happy with.
The Skills though stepping up when he needs to the most. Realized Kappa was dead to rights there because of the C's, and from that point on, just that extra bit of security, another angle that Global Esports can say convincingly that that's theirs. They can focus their efforts towards the front instead, and that's where they can see the aim towards going. But Rabbit now, ambition is absolutely blinding, and Lightning Fast is there to just strike his eyes away. Showstopper from Lightning Fast. Rocket now just shot towards the sewer. Doesn't really hit the target that you would expect. Now then, spikes planted here. Global Esports all over the site yet again. They made this work last time. Can they do so again here, Black and Blue?
You have a chance. 4v4. Hellranger and Lightning Fast both low, but we've got few mere weapon skills on that Spectre. The operator is going to make it difficult to try and retake with, but the Headhunter could do real damage. Here, Kelly S on the peak. He finds a kill on the skills. He'll blast back his way into another kill, but no, Kappa's going to take him on down. They know that the sewers is being controlled right now, but Drax is able to get the kill. A double for Draxi, and the triple goes his way. They open the pickle jar, pull it out, and bite it in the end, taking off the head. 5-12 match point here secured, and tournament point for Global.
Come on, it's for preservation's sake, for RRQ, and that is just how they get that site back. There's so much attention pulled away from the site itself by the flank, and it allowed RRQ to effectively have the numbers advantage. Draxi coming up big toe as well. He was perfectly in position to get those kills, especially after all the distractions Kelly S was able to make. And Really, you can see it here. Draxi just leading the charge. Some great efforts there from Rabbit to help them out. But this is it for RRQ. They want to keep the PH standard going. They want to get the Philippines on the board here in the group stage. Not one Philippine team has won a match in the group stage so far. And RRQ looking to prove that they can be the first ones there. Global Esports, though, it's all about staying alive. They do have the Cosmic Divide. They have whatever they can afford here. The Owl Drone, though, spotting around Nexi. Fault line thrown immediately there, courtesy of Global Esports. And RRQ, they cannot go for the full advance because it's all the utilities waiting for them. Global Esports trying to set up straps. Showstopper into play. A 1-for-1 trade. Nightfall is gonna be used. Hellranger now waiting at the wings. Nice corner place by Global Esports. Perfect opportunities as RRQ is a little bit too hasty at trying to close out this game. And now the advantage is in favor of Global.
Man, the trade here coming from Kelly S, huge. Still 2v4. Yeah, it's not for them. SQG playing that trigger control. He gets a kill, and Nexi does as well, but Kappa shuts him down. 2v1. Rolling Thunder connects here, but I'm not sure if Nexi's going to be able to wade this. They destroy his trademark. He rendezvous out to safety, but even with a quick draw, can't connect the shot. Quick, but not accurate. Global Esports continue on further for the meantime.
Yeah, they have to respect Global. That is not how RRQ wants to finish the job off. And immediately, timeout gonna get called because it's already such a telling sign for RRQ. Kelly S felt the utilities coming his way before that showstopper play. They knew that RRQ spotted out Nexi early on. Global Esports, rather, spotted out Nexi early on with the Owl Drone in the fault line. And they still tried to force their hand. It was a good flank from Tsuge. It was some great trigger discipline to start things off. But Global Esports is a squad that can punish you for doing just that, for being over-eager. And you can see it here. They're still alive. They're still ready to fight. And they had the angles to anticipate where RRQ was coming from.
Anticipation. That's what really RRQ have been employing here against Global. And if you're not able to get that information to know what to expect in the first place, then they're going to be pressed for, like, with our Kelly S, blindly trying to find a kill with what he's got. Global Esports force RRQ into a more difficult spot, but still one they're comfortable with for the meantime. It's still 6 rounds for them to come back into it. If they lose this, Eco will be forced upon RRQ. SK Rossi's got a lot to work with. I'm surprised he buys the operator, considering he already has his Tour de Force, and it's not like he can save the Tour de Force for another round because they lose a round, they're done.
Why not? I think really that's the point now. Why not just buy it? He could have bought a rifle though in full armor. Yeah. With extra bullets perhaps with the sniper. SK Rossi, he does have that tendency to keep buying ops as much as possible. That is his favorite gun. And as I said, live by that creed, die by that creed. We'll see what fate Global Esports will get this time coming into the round. Aldron, though, yet again, this has been very safe courtesy of Kappa. Rabbit trying to be a distraction. Lightning Fast gonna get on the board. Kelly S, though, not spotted as of yet. Gets the tags out the Lightning Fast. Cannot confirm the kill. And Lightning Fast turns around and just sends those bullets back from whence they came. This is now Global Esports here from the steps. Wow. Draxi did not expect the crouch there whatsoever. Lightning Fast now, really again, looking to just change the weather vanes of this station. Oh, the barometers, man. These signals are predicting another storm approaching RRQ. And really a flood warning now, courtesy of SK Rossi and Kappa. Global Esports is not done whatsoever. They want to live. They want to fight. They want to stay in APAC.
And look at the respect they give RRQ here. 4v2, but they still don't barrel onto the site. They wait and buy their time and look for a different avenue to try and separate the duo that was the RRQ hold. And Lightning Fast, for him to do this is huge. That gives him lots of confidence moving forward into these next rounds, and especially Kilias not able to confirm that kill and giving his position away made it a lot more difficult for him to even get value out of that position of his. Now Eco forced on RRQ. Drone out, SK Rossi holding off the flank, only gets one, which seemed like he'd have collateraled into a second, but here is that final second that he was looking for. 12 to 8 potential really very soon, and that is almost certainly going to be the case as all the kills go their way, and SK Rossi is farming RRQ for whatever they've got. 8th round here, finally secured by Global.
That's why he bought the up. That's all. That's
Yes.
it. Sure, he has the third of force, but why not? And perhaps later on, in a pinch, we'll see 2 operators brought out for the price of 1 amazing agent. But this is just what SK Rossi is all about. Hit those shots, call it a day, and with the chamber, he can do exactly that and focus on those results. But that was just the lesser buy there from RRQ. This time, they want to end this with contention. They want to end this with the operator to pierce the heart of SK Rossi. And it's Nexi looking to send that message across the other team.
Looking for ever elusive final round to close this series out. RRQ. Noise has been made here towards C-Long with Lightning Fast taking that orb. He's got the showstopper to utilize, and they could execute onto this very soon. Positioned by 2G, could be punished. Here they come out. The party has come, but he's going to be sprung on him. He gets a kill before going down, which is huge here for RRQ. Rolling Thunder fends him off, and Global, they can't continue on because of the great stopping power RRQ have showed here in the Charlie site.
It's just such a heavy-handed approach here from RRQ, and not only that, Jiraxi's still around, a threat waiting to happen. Utility is all set. He used only a single flash so far. He can combo it up perfectly for Kelly S if ever. Breaks the drone though, buys himself time to remove Intel from the equation. And Global Esports now is quite a decision that's difficult to make. Do they go in? Seems like the answer is a resounding yes with the Cosmic Divide. Atlas Fury though the call. Kappa trying to draw the line towards Draxi. The connection is on point but can't get the confirmation. And does still become a 4v4 situation. Who will peek first though? It's really just that line being drawn between both sides. Haunting presence from the Fade. Kappa though with a fight on Draxi to start things off. Global Esports looking for the advantage. And Kappa does it again! Where does this guy get this form out of nowhere from? Next he will retreat, and Global Esports are still fighting and kicking RRQ away.
Wow, how close those margins were. Drowning the timeout, 30 seconds left. They finally execute, but they do it with enough precision to be able to really just set themselves here. Cosmic Divide, as soon as it dissipated, RRQ fall into the waiting hands here of, my goodness, of Global, but Nexi's still fending him off. He's able to save that operator for the meantime, unless somehow Hellranger is able to take it out of his hands. Oh, he reloads. He reloads. This might actually help him on out. He gets, the damage through the wall. In the end, will hold on to it, very truly so. And Kappa, he knows that they've got the economy to do it anyways, so might as well. 9-12. And RRQ, man, cannot seal the fate of Global just yet.
That Cosmic Divide was absolutely huge for the round. The biggest implication is it shuts down Nexi, who goes for the operator. But just Kappa able to be at the right place at the right time. There was that moment where Global was like, do we do this? Do we not do this? But Kappa timing his push alongside the rest of the team, turning on around while the Cosmic Divide was dissipating. And that was just enough to remove any kind of semblance of racing for RRQ. They lacked that site presence, they lacked that mobile firepower, because that was the operator. But Nexi now, he still has it in hand. And Kappa again showing his value to the squad. Gets the Owl Drone, spots out Tuge. No cheeky corners for you to play good, sir, as the Hero Spectre is in hand. But Global still, truly, these crossroads getting more and more difficult to make decisions on. The burden of South Asia weighing heavy on their hearts, but they need to go in towards the sites.
The only real weapon here in RRQ's favor is an operator, which is all the way towards the A side, but the push, the fight that's happening here towards Charlie. Nexi far out of this situation. Global, they make contact finally, but doesn't seem like they want to commit to this. Gonna fall back instead. SK Rossi holding down the line, but RRQ not giving him an opportunity just yet. Looking to take Garage, but if they held this earlier, this could have been even better maybe for RRQ. Draxi is somehow able to find a pick here towards Garage. This is very doable. And yes he does. He finds the opposing breach on the Hellranger. He's got the fault line to throw out. And to their own demise, they might make him fall and crumble on the swing. They get the kill as well. The Eco looking proficient here. And 2GE with the Mirror Spectre is able to get lightning fast. It's all on the Kappa and SK Rossi to bring it home. But Robin brings it down to SK Rossi. He's going to have to save the entire South Asia scene. But Nexi gets it out in the end. And the thrifty win for RRQ as they send Global Esports home 2-1.
The kings of South Asia are forced to stay in their own domain. An edict here, signed by royalty itself, the kings of kings, RRQ. RRQ winning it out in a series to show yet again that South Asia is still a force to be reckoned with. Between Enigma and Global Esports, they've always put up a good fight. Unfortunately, the results do not go in their favor. History will remember the victory here of RRQ, and they will prove that their destiny still continues on to another chapter here in APAC. What a series though, what a fight from Global Esports and Rex Regum. These two squads proving that the eliminations, just high octane as much as possible, high stakes in the battle of survival. RRQ were still standing. Just an ego state at the end, man. RRQ, they just wanted to get that victory as soon as possible. There was that eagerness punished by Global Esports. Some great decisions by Global in terms of the timing, in terms of the frags. But in the end, the pressure amounted too much to the GE side. And it was RRQ in the perfect position to capitalize on that. What a way though to end the series, guys, and we still got more for you here at VCT APAC. It's been quite a wild ride between PH versus South Asia, and we know that there are more incredible matches coming your way as the eliminations will continue on. Daxo and Black and Blue signing out for now. We'll see you guys for more of VCT APAC. Panel gonna be breaking it down in just a bit.
Halo, nama gue Saibani Rahmat dari tim Boom Esports dari region Southeast Asia. Improve di Southeast Asia nanti. Tim yang menurut gue rival Boom Esports itu kayaknya Sersia, karena kita udah sering ketemu sekitar 4 kali. Terus Boom itu kalah 3 kali sama Sersia sendiri. Yang nggak sabar pengen gue ketemuin sih sebenarnya si Scary sih, karena dia termasuk player yang jago banget, pinter, sama gue pengen buktiin aja kalau Boom itu bisa menang di stage ini. Strategi Boom yang pasti kita bakal benerin kesalahan-kesalahan kita yang di Indonesia kemarin, fix mistake. Kita coba buat grinding lebih banyak karena kita ngerasa kita kalah AIM kemarin. Terus kita coba main gak takut lagi. Sama buat ngalahin Sersia mungkin kita bakal belajar dari kesalahan kita kemarin pas kita lawan di stage 1. Dan coba kayak nge-counter lah, jatuhnya jadi kayak ya belajar dari kesalahan dari stage kemarin. Halo buat semua sobat Boom Esports, tolong dukung Boom, sama jangan lupa nonton Boom di VCT Playoff di stage ini.
Put your hands in the air. This is not a war, not a war.
Global Esports held on as best as they could to take home the win for South Asia, but alas, their efforts fell too short. RRQ continues the journey in the meantime. Welcome back to VCT APAC Stage 2 Challengers. Likeable, Tash Bunny, and Trix with you once again. PH finally seeing a glimmer of hope as their representative finally gets a win in the group stage. And Trix, RRQ out here just really proving us wrong over on Haven.
RRQ doing very well. I love how they went with those aggressive plays. I worried a little bit actually because they were doing it consistently and were getting punished for it. And I did state that earlier on that if they keep doing the same thing, it's going to be predictable and the opponents are going to start playing against it. So I'm glad that they changed up the pace. GES doing a great job as well on their own attacker side. I felt that they really struggled on the defender, but they got those flanks in, and when they started getting that pressure in, they got the flank and they started winning those rounds. So I think in general, like, it was a really good job by both teams, but concerning as well on terms of what the teams were thinking, what mindset they were in terms of what they wanted to do in mid rounds a lot of the times.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, especially with the pacing. I was actually telling Tash this earlier, but I stood up to get water, and when I came back, it was what, 4 rounds passed by already because you see this, Kelly S just holding W, going into site, unafraid to bring the whole team all together and just take on whichever across the ABC sites they really want to take, and it was going by really fast. But here we can see on our screens, Tash, it was the Battle of the Chambers.
Honestly, I'm not surprised that we saw Battle of the Chambers coming through just because of how the map is made. But I have to say, between SK Rossi and Nexi, while Nexi did put more kills in the bag, but SK Rossi had a more, I say, flashier play in a lot of situations where he's able to just, with the AWP, take people on one by one. Those isolation sort of plays coming through, which made me question RRQ, like, okay, you are gonna be challenging an AWP here. In what situation did you think it was smart to be, you know, kind of like going in one by one? But coming back into the game, I just really liked Kelly S's performance in general. This explosive gameplay that was mentioned by Trix earlier finally really came online, where he was just taking up so much space. And even earlier, like this particular round here was just so shocking to me. Like, we saw a whole different RRQ compared to last round, where they're suddenly just like, I don't know what they had during break time, but they just boom came online, and you saw like a huge lead from them, and they just started going insanely crazy. They go out to play aggressive, but then suddenly you saw a shift from GES when they finally figured out the pattern. They like to play aggressive, they like to play through these areas, and we start seeing trades on trades coming through. It sort of felt like RRQ